It is just a little after 9, so I'm not too bad off. I mean, I think I started streaming 7 minutes ago, but yeah, I turned my microphone on. Yeah. Okay. All right. I am getting more coffee. But yeah, today we are going to be working on my backlog of commissions, of which I'm down to two. The two were probably due at the beginning of the year, but here we are. I am so sorry. But we're doing it, and I am going to press the button that will take us to the art page. Right? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. We're doing that. Which button is it? Okay, hold on. No, we're good. We're good. I know how to do my own thing. Okay, all right. Hold on. There we go. Transition. Got it. Also, I do have a cable, and as I have threatened Discord, my Discord channel, if it drops any frames, I will cry. So, prepare for that. Okay, so let's see. I actually think I'm gonna work on just basically these two today, and probably the middle bit, because I have not gotten the okay back on the other four characters. But all in all of it needs to be done eventually. So these two for sure were okay. So we'll work on them. There might be some odd on and off, me not doing anything. Mostly just because I am looking at the reference pictures. So yeah, she do have like a little flower crown, don't she? And that's right, Millie was just wearing like a denim jacket and like a tank top. Okay, that makes sense. She does kind of have like a hot butch lesbian thing going on. I'm allowed to say that because it's my husband's character and I know exactly the kind of people that he plays. I hope no one examines our weird gender. I'm just thinking of how many times I play male characters in like tabletop roleplay games, and then how many times Perg, my husband, plays female characters. It all works out. It evens out. In fact, I think I will go ahead and probably bust out a new player. Because honestly, I think we could probably start that. Right, right. Of course, this angle is a little weird, but we can get it done. I need to check the ear. Okay, Melly did have pointy ears. That's right. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Maybe has regular. I think honestly, like it would go in front of the hair would go in front of the ear. Didn't really say anything with the flowers, but we'll add some in. He did say manic energy, or hint, rather, I should say hint of manic energy on this character. So, like, I wonder how much crazy eye I should give her. To the middle emblem on a different layer, just in case if I have to like rearrange a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's probably not the worst idea. All right, let's keep working on the little like satyr girl. I think she's actually more of a deer person, but yeah. Cedars can be deers too, right? Or are they strictly speaking just goats? I feel like her neck is kind of in a weird position, but I feel like the neck would be more like right there. Yes, actually, I think yes. Yeah, that chin's better. My goal. I have multiple goals. I always goals. I just realized I didn't know how to end that sentence. And now I'm distracted with my hair. Okay, whew. I swear to God, this is the problem with buying ADHD pills at 30-day supplies. Is that I'm pretty sure I have the dud ones, the ones that they sent that recall notice about. Um um and in case anybody didn't know, a couple months ago or maybe a month ago, they sent out a recall notice for some ADHD pills. And not because of like safety concerns, like it's not like a whoopsies, we put rat poison in there. Cause oh my god, sometimes those drug recalls are like, whoopsies, we put rat poison in there, which just I don't I guess. I mean I guess. Um but no, this time around it was just like, we accidentally didn't put the actual like drug in, so mostly what you have is like the benign, like filler. It's like, here's some glucose pills. It doesn't actually do anything. Um anyway, because I feel like this entire batch has been not doing the thing it's supposed to be doing. Anyway, because like yeah, I just got distracted by looking at my own hair. Yeah. Anywho, um goal for today, work on this commission. Um, basically doing all that I can uh before I feel like I need like another okay from the client, because like there's some changes that I made that I was like, I technically like, since there's so many, it's multifaceted, this piece, so I'm doing the parts that I know for sure are good, and then I will wait for the okay on the rest of it, and then I will finish up the rest of it later. But anyway, go for this week. All the commissions need to be done. I'm gonna finish up the commissions. Um, I'm also I've been working on, good morning. I'm also working on this week trying to get my backlog of VODs posted on my YouTube channel, so there's people could go back and see those. Um, of which I'm like actually currently working on that, because one of them is uploading and I have 6 minutes left. Okay. But and then I have some year 2026 goals, and most of them involve business, business with a Z. I did not put her antlers in the same spot. Okay. No. More like that. Yeah, actually. Exactly like that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I saw Ryan Knight and Adele and thumbnail and went, hell yeah. Also, currently finally getting progress on Lumberjack Lady. Yay! We're getting a little closer. You still have time. You still have time. She's like gonna be in another 10 pages. But you know how fast it takes for me to get to 10 pages, so yeah. 2027. I'm hoping it'll be sooner than that. Excuse me. But yeah. But I got some digital stuff done yesterday, and posted some stuff on the site, getting my VODs up. My goal for 2026 is so I realized that I advertise I'm a full-time artist, and I am. Like, rather, I can be. Um I realized that, like, the tail end of 2025, maybe it's the holidays and stuff, but honestly I think part of it was just uh like recovery kind of stuff too. Um I was kind of really only putting part-time hours in. And so I'm like, okay, we're gonna practice. We're gonna take little baby steps. We're gonna take little. But we're gonna work on actually putting the hours in. So that's what we're doing. Not everything will be live streamed, but maybe more stuff will be live streamed. Maybe I'll add some more shows or something, because honestly, it really does kind of help me. Like, it's like clocking into work. You're like, all right, I gotta clock in at 9, so that means I gotta have my teeth brushed and all that kind of stuff before then. This is all just so I keep brushing my teeth on a normal, regular human schedule. It is important to brush your teeth. I tend to not be great at it, in that, or rather, like, I don't know. I think I brush my teeth pretty okay. It's just when I remember to brush my teeth. I think that's the problem I have. But yeah, I was talking to the old therapist and whatnot, and um I am not very good at taking care of myself. And so I'm like in general. And so, like, I'm like, all right, 2026, we're gonna try like little baby habits, like little. We're gonna try to brush our teeth, like literally the barest minimum body upkeep. We're like gonna have to learn how to do it, or learning how to do it consistently, I guess, is the thing. I have a very hard time building habits. I can build routines, but building habits is a little bit hard for me. And, like, because it's like all my habits are connected to a series of actions. So if of those things any of those actions that I usually go through in the sequence gets broken before anything, like if it stops on step 3, I will never get to step 6. Like, the routines have to go in order all the time. There is no You cannot break the routine, or else the routine just never happens. Unfortunately, that's just the way I work. And yeah, which means sometimes things get broken. Oops, there we go, too far. let's work on her little tiny antlers. Somebody commissioned me and given me another deer girl to draw. I'm like, yeah. I love deer girls. Antlers. Really fast. I'm going to go look at the reference. The checks are taking longer to complete than usual. Yeah, no wonder. They do have little kind of like trapezoidal ears. Okay. Why did you drop those? It's because I went to the internet and I looked up something. Is that why I dropped frames? You're plugged in. Why? It's okay. Everything's fine. I'm totally fine. Let's do a little bit of work on the ear. In fact, let's do a little bit of work over here on the ear and then deer ears are more like that. So, do we want to make them that long? Maybe? It's possible. I have an idea. Actually, let's just do that. We can make that work. So speaking of 2026 goals, um, getting distracted again. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Um, I have a couple projects that I'm going to undertake on top of doing Queen's Rogues, because I am that meme of the guy with like 8,000 packages trying to lean over to pick up another one, and it's like all of my works of project. I know. Swag, I know. Uh um so um anyway, I through very happy circumstances that involves my mother basically having, like, I think she said, for she had some computer issues. She had some computer issues like around Thanksgiving or a little bit before Thanksgiving, and it basically all of it resolved in her getting a new computer, and then also like $400 of Best Buy like credit, but like it was gonna expire at the end of the year, like the end of 2025. And so she was like, listen, it's Thanksgiving, like we've got, we have less than a month until Christmas, and I have $400 to spend by the end of the year, so like, do you need any electronics? And like, I was like, I honestly really don't. We're good. Like, I've got all this stuff that I like to use, you know. And so finally she was just like, what? Like, we were kind of talking about it. She was like, what about a Switch 2? And I was like, I'll play it. So we got a Switch 2, and we upgraded Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom to like the updated, and it's like, it's actually so much nicer to play when you do it with the app. And so we were doing that, and one thing led to another, and now I want to do a Hyrule Census project where where I where I go through and I track all the NPCs, their names, take pictures of them, because you can also transfer the pictures that you take in the game to your phone so much easier now, in part because of the whole new app and everything. And I want to take before and after pictures from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, because it's, there's a time jump. Anyway, so I'm doing that. It's a Hyrule Census project. Yeah. Also, I may be writing like a novel length fanfic at the same time. It's fine. Everything's cool. I'm just getting a series of dots from Swag as he just stares at me incredulous. I don't know. It makes me happy, and it's not motivated by financial wealth or status. So therefore it's probably better for me. I say, question mark in my voice. If I keep trying, maybe eventually I will. The fake it till you make it. It's just like, at least try to sound like you believe it yourself. Yeah. I mean, no, like, for real though, I am glad. I've been struggling with writing for a while, and so there's a part of me that really does hope that maybe, like, trying to at least get the fanfic out that has like very like, the only pressure I have on myself with that is just like making it good and doing it, getting it to where I want it to be. Um And so I'm kind of hoping that, like, I don't know, maybe that'll help with some of the other writer's block where I think I get way too much in my head about the whole, like, is this publishable or whatever, and I'm like, God, why am I even like, I shouldn't be worrying about that until I get at least the second draft, you know. um and but you know, you do, sometimes you kind of get in your head about things. And anyway, I think I need the practice of, like, writing something just for me for a hot second, because, like, there's nothing more just for me than a fanfic, you know, because, like, Nintendo is not going to give me carte blanche to publish what I want. I If I finish it and it's good and it's, you know, maybe I'll have the audacity to try and be like, listen, Nintendo, it's going to happen someday. You just, like, get ahead of this. But now is not the time to think about that. But the fic is pretty much like, it's very Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, like that world kind of based. But it is a little bit like, pretend that Nintendo gave me carte blanche to write, like, just like a novelization. Like, maybe it's a completely new story or whatever. You know, it could be, it's AU. It doesn't actually follow the games closely or whatever, but it does kind of, like, uses that setting and vibe. Um, yeah. And then, you know, Zelda and Link are twins and incredibly gay. That's the part that I'm pretty sure Nintendo will have a problem with. I just have this, every single time I think about each of the Links from, like, kind of the major console games. I just Ocarina of Time Link is gay. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom Link is bisexual. Twilight Princess straight. And then Skyward Sword Link is asexual or gray ace. Like, that, just, I can't unsee those. And so now we're gonna write a fic about it. Hello! Nice to meet you! Oh my gosh, your little tail flick, like, Cheshire cat. I don't know why I almost forgot that word. It's so cute! Anyway, we were in the middle of a discussion about how I give myself too much work. And then I don't finish it, and then I get angry at myself. No, I think that was the next part of the conversation we were gonna have, is I need to learn how to finish my work more. Oh, you're like, oh my goodness. Oh, it's so small. I wanna see if I can. Oh, thank you. My PNG tuber is very charming. Yeah. I like it. And I even like how it's kind of like just this side of derpy, because, like, you know, I didn't draw, like, feet or anything. I just drew myself. Like, it's like I'm sitting at a desk and then I decided to make her bounce. So I don't know, maybe the desk is bouncing. I just I liked it. I thought it was cute. Thank you. It's really weird. Like, I haven't, I haven't been doing this for years. I just started this, well, not this year, but last year. Midway through last year. And it's weird how I already think of, there's, like, me in real life, and then sometimes I picture myself, especially, I don't know, like there's certain situations, especially when I get very, like, fangirlish, where, like, even in my head I picture myself as the PNG tuber. Like, it's like I morph, like, you know Who Framed Roger Rabbit way. If I ever wanted to make desk stationery, be, yeah. Mansway, that's a really good idea. Like little like I don't know, like little post-it notes and put myself down in the bottom corner. Hmm. That's cute. That's really cute. That's adorable. But yeah, sometimes I actually picture myself in my brain as the PNG tuber now, and it's just kind of a weird phenomenon to me when I realize that that's like what I'm doing. Like sometimes I'm me, and then sometimes I'm, Fox me. Okay, we'll do more little lines later. Let's work on our hair. That happens to you. I almost exclusively imagine myself as my PNG soda. Yeah, I can absolutely see. Um, I think like myself personally, the way that and also like the way that I think about myself is probably going to be more like a shapeshiftery kind of thing. Just that has such a theme in my life anyway. Um, but yeah, I can totally see how like there's something really nice about the PNG tuber thing because like like not only is it like drawing yourself absolutely how you would imagine yourself, because it's like because it's art, you can draw anything, if you decide that, if you're thinking about yourself and you're like I'm a gelatinous cube, like you could do that. um but then also like it moves and it matches with your voice, it bounces, and so like I don't know, I think it like does something to your brain to be like that is me, look, see, I'm looking in a mirror and I'm talking back to myself or whatever. I don't know, something like that. Like hey, for real, I'm not a psychologist, so these are just, I'm very self-aware and I tend to know how my own brain works because of mental health reasons. But like I don't know if there's any actual study done to this, I just think it's neat. I don't like that line, it's a little too straight for the no straight lines allowed. See, that was a joke because I'm not straight. Let's do a bigger, yeah, there we go, that's better. But I also have like, that's not the eraser. Hmm. On a white background? Sure, yeah, hold on. Let's just straight up um is it gonna catch up? Come on. I literally did a new, there we go. Okay. I think I'm a good 4 seconds ahead. Why am I dropping frames? You're plugged in. Is this what you meant, or do you want me to like bring up? Okay. I don't know what you're up to, but thank you so much. It could, yeah, it could just be my machine. I'm waiting for it to pop back up again because you're still at kilobits, like 3,200 kilobits per second, and that worries me because you're literally plugged in, hardwired in. I'm just yelling at my computer now. Well, good news. I got my other VOD posted. So I was like, about processing. Maybe it was the YouTubes. Okay, I'm going back over to art things. I'm still a little worried, Mr. Machine. Why are you going so slow? Well, it wasn't uploading, like, it was almost done uploading when it hit 9 o'clock. And so I was like, okay, there's, it's 95% done. And I flew too close to the sun. And it was fine at the beginning of the stream. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and just anxiously get rid of that. And then we are going to go down here really fast. Okay. All right. No, we're going to stop. We're going to stop touching things. Oh, I saw you. You were green for a moment. Why are you dropping frames again? I stopped pressing buttons. Okay, fine. I'll stop yelling at the stop yelling at the computer. Okay, all right. Let's do more hair stuff. But yeah, I have which button is it? Which button will change my face? This one? Or is I'm like 4 seconds behind? Does that not do it? Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Or maybe it's just being slow. I thought I had a short key to turn myself into a pumpkin, but I maybe don't anymore. Okay, all right. I had a little pumpkin face because I so frequently turn into a pumpkin, especially late at night. I can go in further if I really wanted to. Maybe this. I'll fix it. Hmm. We can do later than that. I feel like this is a weirdly very appropriate song for this character, based on like description. Again, these are commissions, but apparently she is a little like a deer humanoid girl, magic user, um, prone to mischief and mania. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, right. That sounds correct. Terrible joke that required a background on Discord. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh gosh, where's my mouse? There it is. Ooh, hold on. I'm getting a couple different things. Oh. Wow, long Eris. All right, I'm gonna go over here. What is this? You know what? Maybe it'll be easier if I go to that. That's perfect. I got both pictures. Okay, so I got how, what would be the best way? What if I just copy image and then I do, where's my, did I keep the new one? There we go. Okay, so this is what I got from Really. Which is, oh my god, so small. We're just gonna make it really big. So Really sent me this, which I think is great, which is fantastic. I absolutely, A plus. I love it. I'm keeping it. And then let's see. I can do the same thing if I just move over. That's not what I wanted. This is where can I copy image? Yes. We're getting it worked out. And then this is what Swag sent me. Just long Eris. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta a little farther. Thank you. Those are great. I love them. Oh, that's okay. You just going around drawing a bunch of random streamers tonight? That's fantastic. Thank you. That's so cool. I love it. I love them both. Oh my god. Yeah, we're keeping that up. All right. Like it's gonna be here for whenever I need to look at it. Just go back and forth. Sin, clearly. I just realized I do joke about how I have an extremely long torso. And I feel like this isn't helping me disprove that. I do have a very long torso. Like, my legs are regular size, but my torso's like double, and so that's why I'm tall. People are like, oh, your legs must be so long. I'm like, actually, they're not. They're really not. It's just my torso. Oh, I was working on this. Okay. Like, okay, computer, I'll stop messing with you. I know that you're struggling for some reason, even though I gave you a cord. Yeah, okay, alright. Figuring it out. Figuring it out. But yeah, I need to finish up this commission this week. I have another commission that I really like to finish up if I can this week. We'll see. My husband's taking the day off tomorrow, which is great for him, which is fantastic. And we're gonna finish up some holiday shopping because our holiday shopping is still not over. Our holidays are still not over. Bleh. Anyway, it's fine. But that also means that I probably will not be able to get any work done tomorrow. So kind of like, it's okay. I will if I can wake up earlier than he does, which is almost always a guarantee. Like maybe I'll sneak out a few hours in the morning, get some art done before he gets up probably at 11, and then we'll go out. It's okay. I love my husband. He's allowed to be a sleepy bear. He is a sleepy bear. And I'm the weird forced shape-shifting wife. Sometimes I rabbit, sometimes I fox. Most of the times I am possum. I like to play dead. Ooh, next PNG tuber idea, possum. You should go to sleep. Sorry, and so I'll catch you another time. That's fine. Yeah. I am trying to get my VODs up over on YouTube. I'll upload and post links on that on my Twitch, I think, because I don't think I have cross-posted Twitch links for that. But yeah, yeah. I'll catch you next time. Yeah, sounds like our time zones are different because like it's early in the morning for me. So yeah. I don't know what your time zone in, or else you just stayed up very late at night. Either way. But yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye. And then Swag says, I like to think I have crow energy. Yeah, I can see that. It's 5 a.m. over there. Oh my gosh. You're in New Zealand. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, hello, I'm American. It sucks over here. But yeah, New Zealand sounds beautiful. I love looking at pictures of New Zealand. I've never visited. I would love to visit though. But it is 5 a.m. over there. You should probably sleep. Please, just like a couple of hours, please, for me. Like more if you can get them, but I don't know. Sounds like maybe you're dealing with insomnia. Looking at pictures, watching Lord of the Rings. No, I don't know if what I'm about to admit is better or worse than that. I mean, I do like Lord of the Rings. I like looking at travel guides. Especially like from the library, you can like check out books of like, usually they're a couple years old because at that point it's like a library book. Um, but like, they have like travel guides that they release every year or every other year of like, if you're gonna visit this country, like here's all the hot places to go to. Like this country has everything. Bars, sheep, bees. That's my Stefan impression there. Um, but yeah, sometimes I just like checking them out and looking at the pictures and seeing, the stuff written in the book. Like the more words I add to the sentence, the more insane I feel. So it's just gonna be that kind of day. But every once in a while you can find something like I feel like from a country that isn't usually hyped, maybe for over here, I don't know, like maybe different countries have different like tourist level attractions depending on like where in the world you are. I would imagine, like, because like to be honest, like we have some of the, even in the states where we like advertise like visit New York, like visit the big cities, and then depending on region that you're in, like if you're close to it, you'll also get like visit next closest biggest city to you, So if you're like a Texas person, it'll advertise usually another city in Texas that's still like 8 hours away, because Texas is a country into itself. Um, but or it'll be like visit Missouri or something, like some places like kind of like, it might be like a little short plane ride or like, a 2 days drive or something like that. But I found a book. Let's see, our library had a copy of like, I think it was pre-COVID. So that, I'm sure some things have changed there, but it was like Romania. And that was really cool. That was like just a travel guide to Romania. And so like we never see advertisements of like we'll get some European countries, but like never an Eastern Europe one. And so it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of neat. It's like, oh, look at all these places. Like I didn't know this place existed. Or oh, their forests look really pretty. As a Canadian person, Orlando and Winnipeg are about the same distance from me. Interesting. So like Orlando, Florida, and then Winnipeg. I could probably use that to triangulate you, but I'm bad at math. You do not have to tell me what part of Canada you're from. I've I've not been to Orlando. Orlando's probably closer to me than Winnipeg. Um, just by I'm very southern. I'm from the part of Ontario with people. Yeah, I could say the same too. Except that would like literally give away my location if I gave you what state I'm in, because there's really only like two cities in my state. Like at all. And even then a lot of other cities look at us and they go, "You're that's cute. That's not a city." Like you like we're barely to 500,000 people. Like barely hit it. You know, compared to Dallas, which is like a bajillion people. Never mind Houston. Like God, I haven't seen Houston in like 2 decades. Yeah, I live in the South and I live in a rural area, and it's pretty sure I live in a similar sized city and like no one's heard of where I lived. Interesting. Okay, so it's not, well, my guess is I probably wouldn't have, because also Americans are really good at ignoring everything that isn't American. That right there is one of the first signs of like that you're something's happening, something's wrong with your country. If like your education system and like really leaves out stuff. But that's we can go on a rant about the education system of and how broken it is in America a different time. But yeah, we are notoriously bad at geography, even in our own country. Like for a hot minute, we were relying on Saturday morning cartoons to teach us about different aspects of like geography and even how our civics work, because like literally our schools didn't do it, and so they like Animaniacs did it and like Schoolhouse Rock. You know, I don't either. There's like a reason, but the reason also sounds like the kind of reason like parents come up for kids with the whole like because I said so, kind of reason. Um it would not surprise me if racism literally has a component at play with the reason we have so many states. It's certainly the reason now why we won't have more than 50, is because it's like, oh no, the whatever, if we have, if Puerto Rico or whatever becomes a state, then something the Republicans won't have a majority anymore. And I was just like, listen, the Republicans shouldn't have had a majority since like 1950. But here we are with gerrymandering and just straight out literally like paying off PAC dark money to like embezzle freaking shit. Anyway, whatever. I'm not angry at the way my country is doing things. That's a lie. I'm super angry. But also like, my country's at the point where if they catch me saying something like that, there's a very good chance that SWAT's gonna appear at my door. So like, it's not great here right now. Gerald Mandarin has a lot of, yeah, he does, he really does. I have a really dumb question, Swag, or anyone else who's watching who knows and wants to pop in. And this absolutely could just because I'm a stupid American. This could be because I'm a stupid Southerner too, and like our like in the South, like the states along the South are notoriously poor at education, mostly because it helps keep its citizens poor because we're states that have only one or two industries. So you need as many of the citizens to be working inside of those industries as opposed to spreading out. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Um, it's 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 like modern day surfism. It's kind of terrible. Anyway, do different places have gerrymandering where like they purposely redraw, like when they're doing like districts for like, here's this like neighborhood district or this, and so like they get to vote for this area for like this school board, or this, that, or the other. And then some asshole politician goes through and then tries to redraw it, so like basically it manipulates votes to be like, oh, but look, we're half this or half the other, half conservative, half progressive, but really it's just because they drew like a really weird circle to grab as many conservative people in one area as possible to make it seem like it's half conservative when really it should have been like 70-30. Is that a thing that happens anywhere else, or is that like just straight up one of our weird Americanisms? Because like I guess I don't know enough about the civics of other. Short answer, yes, but not as bad as the US. Okay, all right. It seems like something. It absolutely seems like something that someone who's like, we just need to find the votes, or we just need to prove that we have as many people as I'm claiming that we do. So let's just massage the district lines a little bit. I can totally see like an asshole white guy coming up with that idea. And there's asshole white guys everywhere. As a non-American, your elections seem crazy. As an American, our elections are insane. It's yeah. Man, I could get into it, but it's a lot of our systems haven't been updated since they were written down originally, in the late 1700s, early 1800s. But then also we have a tendency of just ignoring some bits that are like literally laws in our constitution, and then we just sort of like pretend, or less pretending and more like a series of years and weird precedents of law and court decisions coming down, where like it gave us the option to ignore some of those parts. And that's the part that drives me nuts, is that like technically if we were following our own constitution like to the letter, a lot of the stuff that we're literally doing now wouldn't be possible. Like it's against the law, kind of thing. Like they're but because we've had so many years to kind of come up with like, well, we can kind of ignore this option, or we can ignore this part of the law, or we can ignore this, that, or the other, or this doesn't have as much weight as this thing over here, which we then did later. It's nothing more American than ignoring the Constitution. Yeah? Yeah? We're really good at ignoring things. That's like our thing. We're so good at ignoring things, people, laws, situationships, reality. Yeah. And I say we in the kind of the personification of America as she stands today. There's a lot of really cool good folks here that are, for one reason or another, um like I don't know if it's as like it's not like conspiracy theory, like the government is purposely keeping them, because like, to be honest, our government doesn't work that well to have that sort of overreach. Like our government is really wildly chaotic and they can kidnap people off the street, but they also like can't take down a blog site, kind of thing. Um, but our capitalism can, like, like almost all of it's very hard to. It costs a lot of money to kind of like make sure that you're able to control your own whatever. And so a lot of people basically have to rent space, whether that is media space through like websites or literally like rent a slot on a radio, or like, literally just renting our own property where we live. Like we don't really own anything. It's all just owned for us, and then we have to pay a subscription service for it. Um, which, God, it sounds so dystopian when I say it like that, but no, that's really how it works. Um, I mean, God, we're losing our water rights. Like half the time, we like. There's so many states where it's illegal to gather your own rainwater. Like just straight up having a rain barrel in your yard is illegal because it's like, oh, but you're supposed to be paying the city water, which half the time is privatized. It's okay. Everything's fine. Um, yeah, it's one of those things. Like our government doesn't work very well, but there's so much cool shit here. There's really cool people. There's really cool geography. There's a lot of really cool history. Like, man, I'm just thinking about the I'm gonna screw it up because I can't remember. Three Bears, Three Sisters. There's like a really cool geological feature in the southwestern United States, where it's like this huge, like it's not quite a mountain, but it's like a very thin columnar kind of like plateau, and it's got these huge striations along the side of it. And like there's a folklore myth around it, from the tribes that lived around the area, of like, because they look like big bear scratches on a tree, except it's like on a mountain. It's on like this huge, like Breath of the Wild looking ass giant piece of geography of rock. And like there's just such a really cool myth around it too, and stuff like that. Like we got a lot of stuff like that. There's really cool folklore here. Like there's a lot of really cool, like just avant-garde, kind of like really pushing the envelope of like human expression, people living here. And I'm like, yeah, like America's worth making better. I just wish it wasn't so easy to make awful. Anyway, let's not talk about politics, I guess. We're drawing a cute little deer girl. I don't know. I'm gonna get myself, like, my blood pressure's gonna get up. After we finally found the right set of pills to knock it down. My dad was telling me this terrifying story. So let me just tell it to you. So, our health isn't great. Both my dad's and mine, because I'm his daughter. Um, but also like America's health isn't super great sometimes. My dad was telling me this story over the holidays about how he had a group of friends at work, and sometimes they because he worked in like airplane manufacturing and stuff like that, which is stressful, which is very stressful. And sometimes they would kind of have like bets, and then they would go like they would go like for lunch, a group of friends, he would go and they would go for lunch, and then they would stop by like essentially a pharmacy, which a lot of pharmacies we have those blood pressure cuff machines. Like sometimes it's just like the little machine, sometimes it's an entire booth, like this weird like photo booth, but it like takes your health notes. You got you got your arm and the blood pressure cuff, and then it gives you a little screen and a bit, kind of does stuff. So anyway, a lot of pharmacies have like something along those lines to offer you. And then they would take bets on who has the worst blood pressure, and then they would, because it's measurable. And I was just thinking like, oh my god. Like, yes, that's funny. And yes, like sometimes he's like, yeah, I remember I won $50 once because like they would all bet on who has the worst, and like I got $10 on me being the worst or whatever, and it was like a little tontine for blood pressure. Um anyway, but he was telling me what it was and some of the winning numbers, and I was just like, oh no. I would I would take all of your money. I would just, all I'd have to do is work myself up into a panic attack because like 200 over 110, nothing, baby numbers. Harm's way. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we're working on some commissions that are a little overdue. So we're working on them in when I know I will be glued to the work surface, the work station. We have gotten the numbers down for my health. I am mostly normal. It's just when I'm having a panic attack that we're still very worried about the things my body does when I'm panicking, which is apparently just like hold its breath and waits for the end. But it's kind of wild. I was actually thinking about it. My new I don't know. Like I am getting better. My anxiety has managed to shift from certain triggers to honestly a lot easier to handle triggers. Like just well just like I've been having some issues lately, like extremely lately, as in like the last couple of days, where every time I hear a plane go over my house, I am prepared like for something, like the worst, like a bombing or whatever, or it's gonna crash or whatever. I have no idea um what it is that my brain is like actually like, it's just sending me like panic signals, which is, I have a panic disorder. It's what it does. Um, but weirdly enough, it's close. I wonder if it's like it's so close to how humans must have felt when they were worried about like saber-tooth tigers, with the whole like I hear something in, above me in the trees kind of thing. And so like I lock up and I freeze, because that tends to be my panic expression. Um but then like because it's a plane, it goes away, and like so as it drifts off, it's like my body can unclench, as opposed to me in those, like when I used to panic about like, I used to panic when I cooked dinner kind of thing, and so like that was a much harder to release kind of thing, because if you're cooking something that takes like 15 minutes in a pan, that's 15 minutes of being worried that you're going to screw it up, as opposed to like a plane where like, it takes like a minute maybe, unless they like circle around you, which is sometimes they do that. That does freak me out, is when they circle above my house. But that happens a lot. Anyway. But anyway, yeah, it's just a thing that I noticed. I was like, huh, like this is definitely causing me anxiety. I don't like it because it's like I can't predict when the planes are going to come, but it's a lot easier to let go of, and it's almost like the saber-toothed tiger above me. And so I'm like, this is why we had anxiety to begin with, was the saber-toothed tiger business. Now I'm able to let it go easier, instead of like, the saber-toothed tiger is inside the house. It's outside the house. I just have to wait for it to go away. But yeah, I will be the first person to tell you I am a little on the nut side. Mostly from all the disorders. I guess I need to. I forgot I had that pulled up. Get back over here. Okay, so she's got like cool strippy strappies. Also, just really quick, I want to let people know. Thank you so much, you guys. I love these. Okay. Oh, it is break time already. Okay, I'm gonna finish up her bangs really quick. Let's keep that one. Yeah, maybe I should make like a little possum PNG tuber. I think that would be cute. I am very possum-like. Like, don't get me wrong, I can dress up and I can be cute. But sometimes I am just little gremlin. And I guess I just realized because I had somebody in from New Zealand. Hopefully they're asleep now. Hope so. Anyway. Um there's possums other places, but like the North American possum, y'all just Google that. Like, I think they're cute, but I also I do realize objectively that they're not cute like bunnies. They're cute like gremlins. They got the long little noses that are kind of hairless. They got that big old long rat tail. Do I want to connect them like that? I don't know. Something like that. Potentially. Okay. Oh, that's right. I was gonna leave room for. She has like maybe flowers in her hair. That's what the reference says. Okay, let's draw some of those in really fast. Let's just. Nah, screw it. Let's just freehand it. I say freehand it, now I'm just like, oh no. But like little tiny, whatever. Forget me nots, maybe. Baby's breath. I don't. A little flower, a little guy. What other flowers did they have in this hair? Like little buds? Okay. Maybe let's hide that petal. Maybe it's kind of like tucked in underneath. Yeah. Harm's way. You're. Oh! You were part of the raid on Thursday. Oh my. Okay, that's where I recognize you from. Hello, hi. Sorry it took me so long to be like, who is this person? But I figured it out. Ha ha ha. Just leave it like that. Let me take this line out because that line is wrong. We are actually almost done inking her. Yay! Okay. Watch out. It's like something more like that. Yeah, that I think that fits. Plus, also, it's getting a little. It's only supposed to be headshots. I've already got like way into the shoulder territory. Okay. It's a little wobbly right here. I fix it. I can fix it. We can fix it. That's better. Okay. We got the little flowers in. I still have some work to do on her hair, but especially like cleaning up around the flowers because I kind of drew them in afterwards. That's almost done. Yeah, our goal is if we can get this to a place where you know, um, you don't know. Why do I keep saying Um, I'm gonna try to get this piece to a place where I can send another preview to the client. Because I do have some more questions about like basically for the heads. I have a third, or I have these two heads. I feel pretty confident in like what they're supposed to look like. Like I felt pretty good. And then I had a few questions. I think this one's probably pretty good to go. Um, More than likely these two are also ready to go, but I did want to get that okayed before I started inking them. And then this one, we'll see. I think I honestly might work on this one a little bit more because like I think I know what they're asking for. I'm not sure if I have actually given it to them yet, so I'm gonna work on it a little bit more. So, I mean, we still have more to do over on her, but I'm moving over to Millie. Oops, that's the eraser. Yeah, what if I just do it like that? Like it's connected to this. It's this chunk of hair. You know how to draw braids. Just draw braids. Just do them. Okay. The braid not very straight. I mean, I did draw them like lock braids, so I guess that's why, but I'm gonna go back over to the reference photos. Yeah. You know how to draw Millie. What if I do this? Do this. We're gonna do this. What if I just sort of manually manipulate it? Ooh, I can give it a little curve or something. Hold on. Actually, we're gonna move you back over to where you were, sort of. Okay, I know, barely did anything. But then let's gonna cut it here. And now let's turn it. And do that. And then let's cut it again right here. Did I just make it even straighter? I'll just like curve it around like that. Okay, I mean it's a little more curved that way. Let's do it. I can make that work. I hear you, Virgil. That's not the eraser. Trying to find the shape of her hair again. I'll just do this. It's unfortunately kind of an up nostril shot for Melly, but you know, we're working with it. It is what the client wanted. Let's make this a little closer to here. My goodness, that car was so loud. There is a chance that I need to squish her head a little bit narrower, but it's coming along. Maybe? I definitely feel more confident in this girl. But then again, this was a weird angle, so I'm going to give myself some grace involved with how it's going to turn out. Mm-hmm. Getting there. Do I want to do that? Nah. Pass that back. It's giving weird Freren. I can fix. morning, Jackie Beth. It's okay. You can pop in whenever. Busy morning, or did you sleep in? Too busy. Try to print my audit. Oh, auto insurance cards. The printer wants my ink. Coming up with a plan B. Yeah. Oh my gosh, printers are always thirsty for ink. Like someday I'll put more ink in my printer because I have a printer, but I haven't. I don't think I've printed anything in like 2 years. Because like every time I need to print something out, it's like out of ink, and I'm like, well, I'll just go to the library. 3 times a year. Yeah, yeah. I kind of figure like I'll buy ink again when I know that I have like something that I'm going to print for a while. Um, whether that's like I'm printing my own whatever, or I don't know. But yeah, it's like not worth it to buy ink for like the 2 pages I needed a year. But yeah, I was like, you know what? If I have like 500 pages of something I need to print out, then I'll get it. Then I'll get ink for that. Okay, that is a semblance of a braid. Yes. Obligatory stare at the picture. Yeah. I mean, definitely, I'm not in love with that part, but we're gonna figure it out. What if I do some? See, I'm picking at the nose. I was fine with the nose until I started picking at it. Was that a pun? Was it a Freudian slip? Who knows? Hmm. Maybe I want to. What if I do like this? Would I feel better about that? Maybe. I feel like it's this bump. That's the eraser. Or maybe it just needs to not be there. Okay, I feel a lot better with that shape than I did before. Yeah. I mean, obviously sometimes, but Thank you. This is probably the character I know best out of this commission. And that's only just because I had a commission to draw this character earlier this year. And so I'm like, yeah, I get to draw this character again. I say earlier this year, I meant last year. I meant like this last quarter season. Quarter sounds way too professional. This last season, like last season. There we go. I don't know why it struggled for me to come up with that concept, but here we are. Actually, no, I know why I struggled. It's because I'm doing art right now, which means that words are barely words. I'm full visual brain right now. That's better. Oh, I think I've decided. Ooh, that's not the one I wanted. There we go. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, no, that one was there. Okay, maybe we'll just take this out. Then I take out the whole little chunk. There we go. I think I like that better. Okay. Oh, readjusting my legs. Okay, happy. Okay, I still have more work to do on both of it, but I feel better about where I'm at on this commission. Like I said earlier, I still need to send um basically the sketches of the other guys and get those approved first before I start inking these. But at least I got started on inking. It won't take too much longer to color them too. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna try to get this commission out of here by the end of this week. So we're yeah. Ooh, coffee. I need coffee. Okay. Saving. Alright. 45 more minutes. Let's work on some Queen's Rugs. So much easier to navigate with my mouse than the pen. Okay. Queen's Rugs. Although, what are we working on today? That's a good question. What? There we go. I am done with page 14. I didn't send it out. I'm actually thinking I can send out, maybe I'll send out page 14 today. Also, sorry, now I'm following the line that I had tried to draw and then I like kind of lost where I put it, I guess. Um yeah, maybe I'll send out page 14 because or I might wait and just package 14 and 15 together because honestly, I don't think page 15 is going to take me too much longer here. So, maybe I'll just package them together and send them out, and that'll be for my patrons. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just blah blah blah. There's also a part of me that just wants to like not even finish the bar either. Just let it go into oblivion. Why not? Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Um, this line. Okay. even out this like bar corner, or the like, I don't know, whatever. I guess it is like the corner of the bar, just and yeah, it's just gonna go off into oblivion. Maybe I'll even put like some shadow on it or something and just kind of fade it out. That's the eraser. I don't know if it's gonna happen soon, but I've been thinking about expanding or like kind of like rearranging my playlists. Because like right now I have, Queen's Rogues just as like one playlist. But I was thinking about it and I was like, you could probably come up with several different playlists underneath the heading of Queen's Rogues to do like, I don't know, like depending on what page I'm drawing. Not one for each page, that would be insane. But like do like the Rosin Quill special. So if the page is mostly Rosin Quill, then I can listen to that one. But like then there's some songs on here that remind me of other characters that are coming up shortly. Not on this playlist. This is the Witch Energy playlist, but like in general. And then yeah, I can do playlists for those guys whenever the pages are about them. So I've been thinking of that for a while because I definitely do associate songs with, certain characters, certain situations, especially the ones, that there are like literally scenes I wrote with the, kind of like a song in mind. Um, Not that I ever thought that I would be able to get away with like an AMV kind of setup with it, but hope springs eternal. That wasn't all like that wasn't not part of the consideration of the scene. But I just realized I never actually finished his shirt. It just sort of like faded out into nothingness. But yeah, man, if I could figure out a way to do the playlist to be just a just like 3 hours and 15 minutes, because that's about how long I stream. Or just like, and that way it's like there are no repeats. Hmm. That might be more like a summer project, but it's something to think about. Clearly, just commission an accompanying soundtrack album. Listen, it is in the consideration box. It's in the suggestion box. The suggestion box that lives in my mind, and I'm the one submitting all the suggestions. But I like that idea. I think that would be really, especially. Oh my gosh, like especially if I ever get to, um. Sorry, there's a hair in my mouth. Okay, all right. Why? Why did you? That you don't belong there. Okay. It would be expensive as the yeah. There's a part of me that's like it may like obviously it probably won't happen kind of thing, but I think it would be really cool if Queen's Rogues was eventually a comic. It is a comic, a cartoon, like an animation, and then then maybe I can really justify the expense of getting a soundtrack album. I'm hoping at that point I will have a budget? Question mark? Okay, let's zoom back out a minute. For a little bit. Do I want to draw the bar stools in? Maybe. I don't need to. I really don't. I'm going to... That's the eraser. Gonna make Roz a little bit more bold so she kind of stands out against. But all right, I feel like she's a little bit more kind of standing out against the background now. Yeah. Heck yeah. And of course, I still don't know what this guy is wearing. We're gonna look. Okay, so I put. Oh yeah, I put him in like a scarf thing, and then he has like pauldrons with like a cape kind of thing coming up over it. All right, let's do that. Let's work on scarf. We're allowed to draw a sketch in first. Those things. Appetite. Ooh, good. Mother. Keys. Got some keys on roller skates. Space. Okay. Seeing boys in bikinis too. It look good on you. I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Wrong layer. I might have to fix that, but it's about this shape. Baby, go find less. Remember, I guess. We got his scarf in. Okay. Oh my god. Yes, okay. Like, I already drew it up there. Okay. Go too little. That's the eraser. Much maybe one time pass. Something low, I guess. Mm. Let's see. Why do I always forget what his belt looks like? Let me get this better. Back to looking at what I did with all of this. Okay. And then he has like, okay. Alright. I guess I can do that. I'm the one who drew it. I better do it. Oh, we can sketch it in. We're allowed to do that. It was always allowed. Like built-in armor pecs. Hmm. Yeah. Something like that. But what I can do is let there. Okay. All right. How do I? Oh my goodness. Whew. Yawn. Hello. Whoops. Is it just because I'm leaning sideways? Oh my god, it's because I'm leaning sideways. Okay. Looked weird. Not sure about the line. The will you two just stop? I mean, that is the emotion I'm trying to evoke, but is there another way to phrase it? Maybe stop sneaking up on me. I'm writing on top of the red ink, and I don't know why my brain doesn't like it. Ugh. Ew. Do this. Oh, totally forgot a line over here. Okay. You are waiting for us. Um, a summons. Here's the gate pass. Yeah, let's just do a gate pass and a big. Pendant. But why did I write 10? Gonna run into it. Okay. We can make it smaller. Emphasizing please as if it was what he was specifically asked to tell them. Because it was. Okay. Oh, yeah. The small little sure. Yep. Don't be like, got it. Okay. Well, I got the letters in anyway. We're still kind of struggling with Jameson's outfit. You know, the outfit that I drew for him in the first place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to texture pen. Okay. Sorry, stretching. You know, it occurs to me that I didn't actually take my break, and now I have to go to the bathroom. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe end the stream early. um, I'm gonna leave it on this screen. I am gonna mute my mic, you know, because the bathroom's right next to my office. So I'm gonna run to the bathroom and then I'll be right back, and then I'll end stream. Okay. Okay, LOL, I'm back. I got 2 minutes. I'm gonna draw. Gotta hang the levy back on. Oops. Okay, I think I feel more steady on this area. Something like that. You know he has those little circle things. So I can put those in. Okay. There's my alarm. I think I just snoozed it. Whoops. I'm gonna draw a circle. I drew most of a circle. Okay. Wheel. I think that's probably it for today. We did some good work. Got a little bit more done on the page 15. Got all the letters in. I'll have to kind of, smoosh them and put them where they're going to live. Yeah. I also did a lot of work on this commission, which I'm so sorry it's late, but yeah, I'll be able to email it out probably like soon to now. And see how it's going. But yeah. Anyway, also, I want to thank Really, and I want to thank Electroswagnetism once again for making just the most insane art of me I've ever seen. Thank you so much. That's so great. I am keeping these. All right. I will see you on Thursday. I hope everyone has a good week. Everyone stay hydrated and stretch and be nice to your back and be kind to others and all of that good stuff. And yeah. Okay, bye. Oh, where's my mouse? Hold on. There we go. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Go back to OBS. Okay. I know how to do my job. We're going to transition and I will see you guys on Thursday. Okay, bye.